What's going on, people? I'm doing a video on my Edge journal. This will be my first Edge journal. This is the finale, the final results, what I got with a Para 3 in CPM M4. Now, I carried and used this blade exclusively for a total of 61 days. All the details of how I sharpened it and what I stropped it with are all on the all on my thread in the A.S.O.K.A forums. That'll be under the title Edge Journal M4. Now, just like I entailed in that thread, my results will vary from other people's results. I've got this worked through this for 61 days. Some people will get under, some people will get over, but either way, it is what it is. You know, results may vary. Now, what I found with the edge of the M4, for the first 45 days, I was able to maintain a hair whittling edge just by stropping it at the end of each week for up to just a little over 45 days. After that, stropping didn't completely bring it back to hair whittling, but it was just marginally less than hair whittling. Usually, if I look at the measurements of how long that hair whittling edge would last before I come up to the time where I finally decide to strop it, which is always at the end of on Sunday night. So from Monday to Sunday, the blade will be in my use, except for the recent weekend, this recently passed weekend, where I didn't use it for Saturday and Sunday. But yes, usually the hair whittling edge would last about 4 days total, and from there it will go from hair whittling to just simply snagging the hairs, and then I'll use the sequence again explained on my thread on the A.S.O.K.A forums. I'll use a sequence of diamond coated leather strops at certain micron levels. So 45 days you can keep this thing hair whittling sharp, or at that certain level. So as I said before, it lasted 61 days, which also means that if we're going by a year, how many times this knife would need to be sharpened? It would need to be sharpened roughly 6 times per year. So that's pretty good for like any knife, especially used the way that I used it. Now you'll see photographs of me, the material that I cut on a weekly basis, bubble wrap, straps, plastic strapping, zip ties. Well, the plastic strapping only came up a couple of times. The zip tie came up once. Cardboard, of course, and a couple of times those cardboard corners that they use for strapping material, so then the straps don't bite into the material when it comes to wrapping around the corners. Now, as for the results, well, I mean, 61 days, that's pretty damn good. 61 days of total use. Right now, it's at a point where it's no longer push cutting, right? If it's push cutting, it's push cutting very hard material, such as the zip tie that I went through. But yeah, in terms of paper, it will not push cut paper whatsoever. But yes, there's a result. For people who want to know exactly how many days of particular use can M4 go through before finally you get to a point where you're finally like, okay, well, it's snagging on printing paper, it's time to give the edge a resharpen. And that's about it. All the results are there on my thread. As I went along, I put in how much I went through, like, you know, what I went through, how the edge degraded and whatnot. And yeah, so my final conclusions when it comes to M4, yes, K390 is the M4 killer, but make no mistake, that M4 is most certainly a killer steel and nothing to balk at. So that's it for this Edge journal. My next Edge journal will be on the S90V. So again, I'll start the thread on the Spyderco forums, and then when I get to the final results, when it starts to struggle to cut printing paper, then I'll do another video on this S90V. So that's it. That's all. Hope you enjoyed the video, and y'all have a great day. And with that being said, I'm out.